Give me the OBS, baby. Give me the OBS, Chris. Give me the OBS. Hey, you know it's live before that, right, Chris? That's a delayed tape, homie. As soon as you press that live, it's live. What's up, everybody? You guys know what it is. The one and the only, the American Cholo podcast, broadcasting live and directly from North Hollywood, California. My name is Gil, and I am the American Cholo. Man, that's like a rap song right there, fool. All right, everybody. So today is my birthday. And since after this birthday, I said I'm going to go back into the rutina and get real healthy. This is the first guy who's going to come and do it. Triple OG is going to be the next guy that's going to come and do it. So Gilly Gil is going to get healthy. So that's why, not just that, but, I like the guys get down. He is the creator of Wild Fit Life, Mr. Justin Mahaffey. Mahaffey. Yeah,
happy birthday, man, and thank you for having me on.
Happy to St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, tomorrow's my day. Today's yours.
So what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Yeah, real good. Thank you for having me on.
No, absolutely. You can hit the mic a little more right there.
All right.
That's money right there.
There you go.
So let's just jump right into it, homie. Where were you born and raised?
So I'm from Santa Maria, California, and I've lived there my whole life. Never anywhere else. I travel around for my job and see other places. My family's actually originated in Florida.
Okay.
So I was born in Jacksonville, but I've lived in Santa Maria since I was 6.
Oh, you're like me.
Yeah. Where you at?
Well, I was born in Honduras, but I lived in North Hollywood since I was 6.
There you go.
And that's your home base.
Yeah, so I know no different. I've gone over to Florida when my grandpa died when I was like 11, and I went to that funeral. But
how was Santa Maria as a child?
I loved it, man. It's grown probably 3 or 4 times in size since then, but
I'm sure.
Yeah, in the 80s and 90s, it was my home. I loved it. I was the only white guy in my neighborhood, but I loved that too. And
so is it predominantly Latino where you grew up? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that for you, being the only weirdo on the block?
It was good. I turned it into something beautiful. You know what I mean? Kind of set me apart where I was different, where I didn't have the family like everybody else had. So,
well, when you say you don't have the family like everybody else had, what do you mean by that?
Well, like my wife, for example, she's got like 800 cousins. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's how they do it, Holmes.
Yeah. So I got nothing. Here in Santa Maria, it was my mom, sister, and brother somewhat, and then just me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So there was no cousins, no family, no anything like that.
No extension of the family yet.
Yeah, I just created my own little world right there.
Man, Holmes, almost hermanos, man. That's kind of how my thing was. My wife's family is real big, and my family size is real small.
Oh, okay.
So I can definitely relate to that.
That's right.
But you growing up in Santa Maria, did you get accepted right away when you were there? Or when, let me ask you this better. When did you figure that you are not like the rest of them, as far as not your get down, but hey, I'm Irish, I'm a güero? Because usually in Latino hoods, you could be a güero, you could be hanging around with the guys for like 10 years and finally figure out, hey, wait a minute, I'm a güero, dude. Like, just,
Yeah, that was from the gate, only because I had, like I said, I moved from Florida when I was 6. So I had a little Southern accent. I was saying yes, ma'am, no, sir to people. I had that whole thing. So to figure out my surroundings were a lot different than what I was used to and what my family was pretty quick.
Right. So how were you as a teenager? Were you a good kid? Eras malo?
So that's pretty much where a lot of things. I started living on my own when I was 12.
Okay.
So that got me in a lot of trouble. But it's actually one of my favorite parts of my story.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I had my own spot. So since I was 12.
Since you were 12, you had your own spot.
Yeah, so my dad was dead and my mom lived across town.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that at that young age.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, thank you. So he wasn't around. Brother wasn't.
Was he ever around in your life, though?
So I hadn't seen him since I was 6.
Man, I'm telling you, we're probably brothers.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah, and then he died like a couple of days before Christmas when I was 12 playing Russian roulette.
How did you take that?
To be honest with you, it never really bothered me. Like I said, at that time, I didn't really know him. There was a sad aspect to it, but it wasn't something that weighed me down or was a big part of my life, to be honest with you. I didn't know any better. And
you didn't have that connection with the man.
I didn't. And then what I did take from it is when I became a father, my priority was that my kids were going to know that they were considered in my every move.
Okay.
So I used it to my advantage of something like that. And nothing, to speak on that, like a lot of the people on my team, my social media, stuff like that, they suggest to me that I try to tell more of my story to relate with people.
Right.
And it's hard for me to put off in like like a hardship way because I didn't really see it like that during the time. The things that have happened to me, being on my own, shit like that, to me was things that helped build me into a ham. I looked at it all as positive stuff, finding things I didn't want to be a part of my life and then turning it into a tool to make me better. So it was never really like a hardship.
Or at least you didn't think, but for a 12-year-old that has a father, has a kid, and they were to trade places with you, they'd be in hell at that point.
Right. But to me, I didn't have that association, you know, so.
Right. So to you, you don't see it as a hardship. You just see it as part of growing up.
Yeah. And so like I look back on my teenage years being 12, 13, taking care of my own house, you know. Like I said, so my mom lived over in Orchid with her boyfriend. Brother was in prison in Florida. Sister lived with her boyfriend. I had my own pad. Right. So we got the check from my dad being dead. My mom made sure the bills were paid. She was in and out and stuff at first for a while. But I was taking care of the pad, yard work, cleaning up after myself, doing everything that I have to do to, as a young man, as a child now that I look back on it. You know what I mean?
You're a kid, bro.
Yeah, so all of that is a powerful part of what makes me who I am, you know?
Right. So what kind of work were you doing or were you not working at all? Were you going to school or anything at that time?
So I didn't. So in the end of 7th grade, I got locked up for slanging in the bathroom and I got expelled.
At school?
Yeah.
Were you slanging, Holmes?
Weed.
Okay.
It was weed and it wasn't cut with any shit like these kids.
Oh, but back then, slanging weed is like slanging dope.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
To them,
no, it's a different world. It is.
But, you know, so that got me started going to juvenile hall, and then I never went. Like I tried to go back to regular school, I think twice. Ended up getting locked up and kicked out.
When you were in the halls, who you running with, man? You running with the Woods? You running with the Essays?
I'm a Southsider.
Okay, there you go, homeboy.
Yeah, but so I grew up in that system being just a part of my everyday life.
Right.
I didn't care if I was in or out on the streets or at home. It was all the same to me. Right. And they made it normal like that, you know, because all the shit, they lock you up for nothing and stuff. So I went to probation schools, the continuation schools for probation, and that was my life, that and the streets.
Right.
You know, so.
And then you're going in the hall, juvenile hall in camp. In high school, did you end up graduating high school or didn't you finish high school?
So I didn't go to school.
Okay, you stopped.
Well, I was on the streets or I was busted. And so like the schooling I got was the packet work that they give you, you know.
Right.
So that's all I was doing. And then I did, so like I said, I was a street pharmaceutical engineer. I did construction. I started doing construction when I was like 15 or so. I'd go to construction sites.
Right.
And start being a laborer, get some jobs like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I started working in kitchens. And really that's what I thought my whole life was going to be. At that time, I loved building houses. I loved being in kitchen work and the streets. So at that time of my life, my vision, that's all I saw.
Right.
And then, I mean, we can go back to more questions from here. But when that changed, I did get my GED. I took custody of my kids when I was 23.
Oh, wow. Good for you, man.
Yeah,
good for you.
I raised them their whole lives.
Good for you, bro.
They're older now.
Powerful.
Yeah, thank you. But I was still doing the kitchen and carpentry shit, right? But my friend had been firefighting, and I got introduced to firefighting when I was in boys camp.
Ah, okay.
And I loved it, being outside, the work.
First saw, Holmes.
Oh, fuck
Come
yeah.
on,
You know what's up.
carnal.
That's
First
right.
saw. You got the Pulaski. You got the hoe in the back. Not the hoe in the back, but you know what I'm talking about.
You always have to have the hole in the back, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go, Holmes. Yeah, I did it for a couple of years. Nothing major.
That's right. Yeah, I was on a SAW team for a couple of years on a helitack crew.
That's right. Homeboy.
Yeah, I love it, man. I'm really involved now still in our SAW programs. I'm a faller,
So at what point did you start getting into the...
So I was 25.
Oh, shit, okay.
So I had been in, like I said, construction, kitchen. Like I still thought that was going to be my life.
Right.
But my friend had been doing it for like 10 years, and we were having a conversation one day, and I said, hey, what do I need to do to get on as a seasonal, you know, to try that shit out?
Right.
And he said, go get your GED, go out to the stations, work out with them, ask if you can PT, make yourself known. And so I went and I bought the GED book. I studied it for 2 weeks, went and took all the tests in one day and finished high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I fucking took it seriously. Just boom, got it done. And then I did what he told me to do, and I got on, and then I got hired permanent my first year.
Wow, that's hard, man. A lot of times guys be trying to get on those teams for years.
Yeah, and I just went hard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, when you got custody of your kids, how old were your kids at this point?
2 and 3.
Man, that's a tough one. And I see a lot of guys make the excuse that oh, she won't let me see my kids. Oh, she won't let me do that. And I always try to tell them, bro, you got to fight for it. If you don't, there's people that won't go to court, won't file paperwork, but they're saying, it's hard. How were you different, do you think, that you were like, nah, man, I need to have custody of my kids?
Me and my kid's mom didn't have it like that. There was never that. We split up when I was, I think, so we had those kids, 17, 18 years old. And then, life was just hectic. Her life was hectic. I left her when I was 20, got with my wife. And then
everything was happily ever after.
No, that. And then, we were actually separated for 10 years and got back together. But it was just we were always just cool with each other. It was never that. She would have them, I would have them when I was busted. They would come to visit me. Like, my kids would get brought to see me. It was never weird. And then when I got out, she was doing her thing, and it was in the best interest for my kids at that time to stay at the apartment that I got with me.
Okay.
And then life just continued to happen, and she just fell off, and I had custody of the kids.
What was some of the biggest struggles raising two kids? I mean, a man raising two kids is not unheard of, but it's not the norm.
So to be honest with you, okay, I guess just getting them around and making sure, because I was still I was growing up.
You're still a kid.
Yeah, I was
technically.
I was figuring out how I was going to, work, get them. Luckily, my sister had a daycare, so she helped with that.
Nice.
And then so the homies would come help me out, pick them up, take them to daycare. I would go to work, and then they would get them from daycare, come meet me at the house. I had a whole little thing organized. So really, it wasn't that it was too hard. Everything kind of fell in place. Homies were helping me out. I don't think it was hard. I think it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Dope, dude.
You know what I mean? I don't think it was hard having them. If anything, they made my life better. And I wish they were still small.
Yeah, it goes quick, right?
Yeah.
So now you're 25, 26. You made it on this crew. What other challenges to first make it on the crew? Is there what's a test that you have to pass, or is there one?
Yeah, this is called the PAC test. So you have to
what test?
It's called a PAC test.
The PAC test?
It's like the basic entry to a firefighter. We have to do it every year. Still, it's just
run a mile under 4 minutes or 5 minutes, something like that.
No, so it's an arduous test. You have to wear a 45-pound weight vest and walk 3 miles in less than 45 minutes, but you cannot run. You have to walk. And so you just have to do, it's like a pain tolerance thing. You start getting shin splints around mile 2.5. Whoa. You just got to push through it, and then it's done. I don't get those anymore, but at first, as you're getting used to it, you do.
Yeah, of course.
But, that's it. That, the GED, and you can get into fire. There's a big thing that happened in my life when I got into fire. Before I was into fire, I didn't take anybody seriously who didn't come from, the streets, who didn't come from hardship in some way.
Okay.
I just didn't, I just didn't take them seriously. When I got into fire, I started meeting people that came from good family backgrounds, actually, Welker, for example, Hildy. These are just a couple of names of guys who I truly respect. And they came from good lives, but had fucking grit, and I started gaining a respect for people outside of the world that I
out of the box,
right. And it started expanding my life. Then I started traveling around, really opening my eyes to a lot of stuff.
Now, where do you guys? What's your area of that you guys fight fires at? Anywhere or certain states?
We're a national resource, so we go all over. I might be going to Texas in the next couple of weeks for the shit that's cracking off over there.
So how many guys are in your crew?
So there's 7 of us on my engine, and then we have 20 guys on our hand crew.
Ooh, okay. On your 20 guys on the hand crew?
Yeah, so out of my station.
Break it down. How many? You got 2 saws or what?
Well, no, we have 3 or 4 saws on our crew.
Man, that seems like a big crew.
Because you have 4 squads, and you break them up so you can run 4 different things.
So
a saw for each one. But depending if you're cutting line as one, you'll normally run, depending on the fuel, 2 or 3 saws.
Right. Now, we would run 2 saws. And I think 3 Pulaskis and whatever else. I don't know if it was the horn. I keep forgetting the name of that one. And cut line.
Maybe McLeod. Maybe that's the word you're looking for.
The McLeod. That's the one I'm looking for. The chopping with little teeth in the front.
Let's still call it a hoe, though. I like that.
Okay, that's the one. The McLeod, bro. What was one of the first times you actually got out there and actually cut some line? Because, you're on already. I don't know if you waited a week, a month, or a year to actually get out there and get your vest dirty with some real... Great.
Well, where I live at, so we, our response area, our initial attack response area is from Magic Mountain to Monterey Aquarium. I work on the LP. So shit's cracking all the time. So in the first couple weeks, I was on a fire.
You was out there, and what were you using then?
Well, as far as a tool?
Yeah, fire tool.
I was on an engine, so we're mostly doing hose lays. We'd
Okay.
switch into a short squad. I'd run the saw. The first year I wasn't on the saw. I was running a Pulaski.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You got to move up.
Yeah, I was on a Pulaski, and I loved that. You know what I mean? But
Talk to us about the beautiful nights when you're out there. You're cutting. All you're hearing. Wah, wah, wah. Every time I hear that, I sort of remember. Right. You hear the sounds going. Wah, wah,
love it.
and you just see the lights up here. You don't see anything else, and then you're done for the night. You turn off the lights and you're just sitting there laying with the squad. And sometimes you tell them when those nights are they're freezing out there.
I have one specific one in Pozo. I've been to different places, like in was it Arizona? I think it was getting down, so it'd be like 106 in the day, and it would drop down to 21 at night.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so that those can be pretty shitty nights.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and here in Pozo, so Pozo's off the 58, which is San Luis area.
Uh-huh.
It gets cold as shit out there too. We had a night where we were out there and it was down in the 20s, and that was miserable.
Start making holes, looking for little hot spots to lay in.
Well, we'll go get the fire.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
bro.
and we'll put it by us. You know what I mean, to try to warm up.
Yeah, I was busted when I was doing that, right? And to me, it was a great eye opener as far as the racial thing, where you're up there, that race shit don't mean nothing no more,
Yeah.
homie. You could be sitting there with a brother, you guys next to side by side with each other because you both are fucking freezing.
That's the thing with it. That's exactly kind of what I was referencing. Is that that's what's cool about Wildland is you got people from all different walks of
Yes.
life, and it's cool to you hurt together. You grind on the line, and you create these bonds with people that you probably would have never thought that you would have that kind of
Right.
connection with. And so it's a beautiful thing. I love it.
What's one of the longest fires you were on fighting for?
Well, we normally do like 3 weeks. 3
Oof.
weeks is the longest time. Normally we do 2 weeks, come home, we'll do 2 days off. Now it's 3, but then you go back. It just depends on where it's at. Like locally, I've been on a fire for a few months where we do 2 weeks on, 2 days off, 2 weeks on.
Right. Yeah, it's a killer, bro.
Yeah. But like when we travel out of state, sometimes they'll extend us to 21 days on an assignment because of travel. And then
How is that, having a wife and kids? Is it tough on your relationship at times? Like, you're going again?
so I'm going to say the opposite of that.
Okay.
Um,
Does she say the same? Let
yeah,
me
I
see.
would think so to some extent. I mean, obviously it puts more on her plate.
Of course.
Because she has to help take care of the animals. Now she has to help with the business when I'm gone. Different things like that are heavier on her. But as far as our relationship goes, it creates that little bit of distance, which creates a miss, like where we
Nice.
miss each other,
Nice.
and that's a plus with it.
That's right. What kind of animals you got?
So 6 dogs.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, we got
What kind of dogs you got, Holmes?
I got an XL American Bull. He's like 160 pounds. He's a fawn. Looks like an
animal. The big guy.
Yeah, he looks like a mountain lion. He's badass. And then we got 2 mutts. They're good dogs though. And then we have the 2 like teacup Yorkies.
And who are the bosses? The little teacup Yorkies? Who's the toughest guy
I
out of
would
all
say
of
the
them?
boss is my Frenchie.
Oh, he's the boss out of all of them?
Oh yeah, she lives with because we have them all in pairs. The Yorkies, and then my Frenchie and XL are together, and then the other 2 are together. But the Frenchie, she kind of runs the show. Her and Gracie, Gracie's little bitch ass.
Yeah. So have you, how many times have you guys gone like in choppers in there? Because that was a pretty cool experience going on a chopper and going in there in the middle of the night and dropping you in there.
So I was on a helitac crew for 2 years.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
that was my life for 2 years.
So you're and explain this. I know it. Explain to the audience what exactly that pertains to. Like what do you do?
So on a helicopter.
And what's the difference between that and a regular crew?
Okay. So, there's pretty much 4 different main ways you fight fire. You're going to be on a hand crew, which is a 20-man hand crew, and you have your different types, 1 and 2, hot shot, stuff like that. You have your engine crews, different types, same shit. But hand crew, engine, your helicopter crew, and then your smoke jumpers. The hot shot crews is the hardest job in fire because they are nonstop. We all do the same job on fires, but hot shot crews don't stop all year long or summer long. You
Okay.
know? So they're super busy, so that's a hand crew. The helicopter crew. So there was 17 of us. So we have a crew buggy, and so only like 7 of us can fly. And then depending on elevation, that can be less or more, 9, maybe even 5, depending shit like that. But so they'll fly. So we get a start. They load up on the helicopter. The rest of the crew loads up in the buggy, and then they fly us to the fire. We're normally the first ones there, obviously, because you get in there through air. They put us on the ground. We hook up like the snorkel so the helicopter can go get water.
Okay.
Or, depending on, let's just go with that. And then so the helicopter will go fill up water. We'll start cutting line to start engaging the fire. And the helicopter is going to come. And what it does is it goes in front of us and drops the water right in front of us so it can cool down so we can progressively work along to stop the fire.
So it's a system. It's a system going on.
Yeah.
And how was that, man? Because I mean, that's pretty cool going on the chopper. But after a while, you're probably like, this is normal.
No, it stays badass. You know what I mean? You work at the heli base. You got the aircraft around. No matter how long you're around them, they're still cool.
And you're still doing this to this day.
Yeah.
How many more years you got in you think, or how many more years will your body let you do it?
So I'm gonna do it until I'm 50.
Okay.
This is my 17th year doing it.
Wow.
But and I'm 41. I'll be 42 in May.
Okay.
I'm going to do it till I'm 50. The personal training is my main job now, though. That's like,
nice.
That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But I stay in fire. I'm going to keep doing that. I love it. I'm passionate about it. I like going to work.
Absolutely, bro.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So my station, we got it dialed real good. The guys I work with, good relationships. So I'm going to, and I love working out. So my body's
shout out to the guys, man. Shout out to the guys.
Yeah, that's what's up. My body's going to be able to handle it until the whole time.
But have you seen the difference in your body when you first started and now, as far as aches and pains yet, or not yet? Because you're still 41, but usually at 40 is when you start feeling that. It's like, to me, 40 is you hit 100,000 miles in your car, Holmes.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, I started feeling it in my knees, lower back, because we carry the pack up and down the hills. But I do things now on a regular basis to take care of my body.
Nice.
To where it doesn't hurt all that much. My back is fucked up.
Right.
But I do things to make it better.
So where does Wild Fit life come into play with all this stuff? Because you're a busy guy with firefighting, family, kids, so many dogs. So where does the Wild Fit life come into place?
So, like, how did it start?
Yeah, like how did it begin?
So that's actually a pretty cool story that is relevant to the fire world. So I wasn't too big on social media, and I had this. He was a kid at the time, Rob, who's on my engine now, actually, but he was on the crew that I was running. And me and him had to hike up to the spot. We hiked up. It was like 103, 104 degrees day. We hiked up to the heli spot, and we had to wait there for 2 hours for the helicopter. Okay. So I told him, hey, we do 1,000 push-ups with me in an hour. And he was like, all right, I'm down. So we did it, but then he started telling me about social media because I run the physical training programs for our stuff, and I have been for a long time. So he was like, you should start putting your stuff on YouTube and stuff like this. People could do it, follow along, be connected with you. And so he broke it all down to me. I started it, and then here we are. And
then it took off from there.
Yeah, it's just.
What was your first couple of videos? Because it seems like it's a little awkward when it's the very first time and you got a camera in front of you.
Yeah, and then plus I didn't really know what I was doing. He was breaking it down for me with how it all works. But what did I start doing? Mostly burpees because I was always doing burpees.
Right.
So I started doing like the burpees mixed in. I think the first couple. I think I've made a couple of YouTubes. There was like burpees and air squats, body weight stuff that you could do in 10, 15 minutes.
Right. And when did you start your Instagram channel?
Around the same time.
Okay.
So November of 2020.
And when you were doing this, what was your goal in starting the Wild Fit life?
So the original goal. It's a great question. So the original goal. So what's beautiful in fire is there's this camaraderie that you can't describe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You hurt together, you work out together, and we do that for fire season. You know, you got 6 months where we just destroy ourselves together.
Right.
And there's a connection, right? So what I thought was, okay, well, I can get everybody connected, and we can still just keep doing this all year long.
Oh.
You know, we can stay, okay, yeah, you might move back to Minnesota, but let's work out together on this.
Okay.
And we could just keep it going. And then one idea came to the next. A lot of homies started checking out my page because they like those workouts too. And then so we all just one thing expanded another. My wife got really involved with me. And so then it became a family thing. And it just expanded.
And so what are you doing with it? Are you guys doing classes? Are you guys just doing it online?
So I have my own app. So I'm a personal trainer, certified. I have clients where I have my own app where I build them custom meal plans, custom workouts. We chat in the app. I do live Zoom workouts with them.
All right.
Yeah. So we do like Zoom workouts Tuesday and Thursday nights. And so people from all over the world.
Zoom workouts. Huh?
Yeah.
That's
it's cool
dope.
because they can join from anywhere. And then like I have clients in Ireland or the UK where I'll do separate times with them because of the time zone.
Right.
But I work out live with them like that, and we do Zoom check-ins. So it's like, I think it's more personal than in-person training.
Right.
Because now I have these people, I've invited them into my home.
Right. Of
Now
course.
they're in my garage with me. They're working out with my wife and daughter. You know, so it's growing into something that that I love being a part of.
That's dope, man. Did you think that was gonna be the case when you first started, or you just thought it was gonna be like, yeah?
I did, you know, to be honest, I didn't really have any plan at first with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I liked being a trainer. I just started learning that, okay, I can reach this and that. So then it grew one thing to the next.
What's anything, if anything, that's frustrating about being a trainer with certain people?
The same excuses from everybody that they don't have time.
Right.
So that shit gets frustrating because you know that somebody can make small adjustments and really get what they want. Like I hear, when I talk to people, I can hear if they're talking to me, that means they want something a little bit more.
Right.
But it's the same battle over and over again where they just keep saying they don't have time. And that pisses me off because look at my job, what I do. And then I have like my business has 3 different portions of it that I have to run. I got wife and kids and I still make time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when people are telling me they don't have time, I'm like,
They got time to sit there and watch TikTok for about an hour and a half.
that's the thing.
All day long, bro.
If you can break down how people spend their time, and people say about money
Oh,
all the time.
Yeah.
And that's not a thing either because you don't need to make more money. Just start spending the money you have differently.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
My father-in-law taught me that lesson, bro. My father-in-law raised 5 children, not even that big amount of money, bro, and has more money in the bank than I ever will, and raised the kids, homie. You know,
That's right.
So it's about the struggle and about sacrificing for your kids and making those right decisions.
Yeah, good stuff.
But that's the tough part. What's up with this stuff over here that we're drinking, brother?
Okay. So like I said, things just kept expanding. You know what I mean? So I had this roaster hit me up who follows me on Instagram.
Okay.
And he told me, hey, you want to start your own coffee brand? At first, me and my wife were kind of hesitant because we're super picky about our coffee. He overnighted me a box. We loved each blend. We got with them, created our own blends, and now we have our own coffee brand.
Own the morning, take the day.
So that's my my saying
Okay.
is day one and then own the morning, take the day.
It's good coffee, Holmes.
It is good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is not 7-Eleven coffee. It's just a cup I'm using, people. But I'm definitely a coffee drinker, bro.
That's right.
Now, how many blends you got? Just one right now?
No, there's like 6. We just came out with a new one called the Hammer.
And how do you make those blends? Like, how do you guys go
So,
about?
like, for example, the one we just came out with, we just mixed a couple of things together. It's like a Bulgarian and Honduran blend.
I'm from Honduras, fool.
Yeah, there you go. So
There you
we just
go.
take a couple of things, mix them together, see how they work out, and then if they're good, they're good.
All right, you gotta give me one of those when you get it. Now,
Yeah.
can people find those on the website?
Yeah, so everything I have under one website, the Wild Fit Life 805. You can go, the first thing that I put on there is the one-on-one coaching. You can click on that, apply to get in my program. And then I have my coffee brand on there, the apparel, and then I have a supplement line too.
Okay.
But I just came out with the basics that I think that I want my clients to have,
Right.
which is protein and multivitamins, mostly. And then I'm connected with Strength Cartel, so I use their creatine and
Okay.
promote that for them,
How is your creatine? Pretty good?
I love it. Yeah, that's why I didn't come out with my own creatine.
Oh, okay. I haven't tried theirs yet.
Yeah, I was just, I was like, oh, it's good. Why reinvent the wheel?
Is it the powder creatine?
No, it's the
the
pills.
drop?
And that's
Oh, the
why
pills.
I like it like that.
I haven't used it in a minute. I used to use they had the liquid creatine. I don't know if you ever used that one.
No.
Yeah, you put it under your tongue or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if they still have it. It's been a long time.
Yeah, no, I have to look into that.
What will you say to somebody who's right now watching American Cholo, eating some Funyuns, drinking some beers, and for the last year they've been saying, "Man, I need to work out. I need to do something," but they just haven't done it. How can you get those people motivated? What do you tell them?
I say this, and this goes with drinking, smoking weed, or any other.
All my pleasures.
They're good pleasures, but anything like that you have is don't focus on having to stop and change who you are. Focus on just starting. Start walking around the block. Bam, now you started.
Okay.
Start adding something to your day. And as you continue to add things, watch the momentum build, and those things that are in your way are going to fall off.
Oh my God, that's great advice, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's real because when you try to
great advice.
Yeah, when you try to stop something, it becomes like this challenge with yourself. Now you're dealing with your identity and breaking shit
You got
down.
mood swings and all kind of stuff going
Just
on,
fucking
bro.
start. You know what I mean? Just go walk around the block. Tomorrow, walk around it twice and keep going.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's the perfect way to do it. Yeah,
That's it.
because you already got enough stress trying to go and work out and do this. Now I got to get rid of this, and it puts too much pressure. So eventually you're going to get to the point where you're doing more of the good stuff and the bad stuff's gonna.
Yeah, like look at for me, like I don't drink anymore because it gets in my way.
Yeah, I hear you.
It just like it started where I would drink less, and then here and there, and now it's like I don't drink anymore because it's just in the way.
No, I hear you.
And so things will just fall off
For
like
sure.
that. You know, like I had a couple beers. The last time I had a couple beers, I woke up at 5:30. I did my 5K, and I just felt heavier. So I'm like, why? Fuck.
Yeah, I stopped for like 3 months. I just started for my birthday for the last 2 weeks or whatnot. But yeah, I was more productive. That I could feel all day long, bro. I was more productive. Waking up Saturday early in the morning. All right, what do I got to do? Being over here, doing all kind of stuff. But then when you start drinking again, like, yeah, let me just have another beer. And then you kind of stay stagnant, right?
And it's fun. I mean, fuck, it's socially acceptable. Everybody does it. It's what you think you do when you go to a barbecue or this and that. But you don't have to. You start seeing that it doesn't. And then just think about this. I have never woken up and regretted not drinking, but I've woken up and regretted drinking plenty of times.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, so what they call you, Weddle?
Shiner.
No, okay, just making sure. Homie. Just making sure, Holmes.
Well, there's enough Weddles everywhere.
Yeah, right. Hey, Mr. Shiner, where was your first tattoo, Holmes, and how old were you roughly?
This SM in 1996.
Man,
so I was like 13 or
Santa
14.
Maria in the building, Holmes.
Yeah, that's the first one. It's been there for a long time.
Was it a homemade gun?
Oh, yeah, my homie did it. Yeah.
Which do you have any favorite tattoos at all that you could consider your favorite?
Yeah, my wife's face, my daughter's.
How do I know? I saw the
Yeah.
wife like, you better.
But so yeah, I got my wife's portrait, both my daughters, and then my son. So those are my favorite.
How old are your kids now?
So my daughter, 23
Okay.
or 24. She's 23. My son will be 22 in June, and then I have stepsons that we've raised together for a long time. They're 24,
Oh, nice.
and then my youngest daughter here, she just turned 9.
Yeah, so your daughter, I don't know if she knows this or not. This is how I tell my nephews sometimes. I said, dude, you know how old you are? That's how old you are when I met you. Like some of my nephews from my wife's side, right? So
Okay.
your daughter right now is the age when you took custody of her. If you think about it, right now she's 20.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
23.
yeah.
So if anytime she gives you an attitude, she's like, baby, I was taking care of you.
Oh, yeah, that is a trip.
When you were that age. So that's the
Yeah.
age you took her. But a lot of kids forget. But it's great having all the kids and you doing your thing. I got another question for you. As far as the pay, not that I'm asking you for your pay directly, what is the minimum pay for somebody when you first got into firefighting and when you were 25?
So I went from 20, I don't remember exactly what it was, 21 or 22 an hour I was making as a carpenter. I was a finish carpenter.
Yeah.
Down to $11.25 an hour in fire.
Really?
Yeah, I took the pay cut, and I took that pay cut because I knew that I was I had a career in front of me.
A lot of people won't do that.
I had to.
A lot of
And
people
I
won't do
knew
that.
I mean, think about it. It was 2008.
Oh, that's a recession just
Yeah,
kicked in.
construction was slow. So my boss at the time.
Slow's an understatement, bro.
Yeah, so being a finished carpenter, he had me doing tile because I could do everything. So he had me doing this job, that job, this job, and just trying to get me hours every week.
Right.
So, and he was doing a good job at it. He was a good man.
Nice.
But jumping into fire, guaranteed 40 hours a week for a career seemed like a beautiful thing
But
to
the
me.
$11 an hour also, doesn't that clock in if you're up there 24 hours, you're clocking in the 24-hour
Our
pay?
pay doesn't work like that because we're federal. So we're on a GS scale like the Army.
Okay.
But yes, we do make our money in overtime. So you got to put in the work. So we don't get like what you're describing every day. But if we get a fire, then we make money. And then you save that. And then that's
But when you say you get a fire, you make money.
how we make money.
I know, but are you still getting paid the $11 an hour?
Well, so then you get overtime.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you do get clocked in more. Or
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I
anything
thought-
over
I
8.
thought you meant-
No, not regular. When you're on fire roll.
Yeah, and I just thought you meant like if it was scheduled like the city guys are every
No,
week.
no.
Ours
What-
is not like because they have scheduled overtime. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
no.
we don't unless there's an incident.
That's what I'm saying. So when you're on fire, does the clock start going 24 hours or does it stop at a certain point?
It stops. We get 16s, and then we
Okay.
get hazard pay. And then, but like on initial attack, sometimes we'll do a 36-hour shift, and then they try to screw us over and start our pay back over at midnight. Give us 8 base hours. They're scamming.
So if you're at $11 an hour starting and you're at a fire, what's the amount of money you're taking home? Let's say one good day.
I don't even remember, man.
A
To
couple
be honest-
$100 or
Well, yeah, but okay. Let me give you an example. Back at that time, I think I was making 900 a pay period. So 900 every 2
per
weeks.
week, every 2 weeks.
So if I was on a fire, then I would make like 3,000.
Oh, okay.
in those 2 weeks. So
Okay.
that's the dramatic difference because you're getting the hours and you're getting the hazard pay.
Right.
So all of us want to take assignments because that's how you make
Yeah,
your,
that's how you make your money.
That's how you make your money. And then as you progress up, you know, they start, like right now I'm a part of the union too. So I'll go to like Washington and lobby against Congress to try to get our pay more and stuff like that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
So I actually went to I'm actually going back in June.
Good for you, brother.
But when I was there in 22, I think. Yeah, so I went and we go into the Congress and we argue our position, asking for more money, tell our stories. You know, I think like 6 of us firefighters went from Southern California. We went over there telling them about how we're sleeping in our trucks. You know, a lot of the guys are sleeping in their trucks at the station because they can't afford the living and stuff off the pay, right? So we're over there, we're talking about that type of stuff. Luckily, when I was there, I got invited to the White House.
Nice.
So they heard we were there and they want to do their little camera stuff too.
Of course,
right?
they got to do their show.
So I got invited to the White House, went over there, did the background check, and I'm a felon, so I didn't know if I was going to get in. I got in. Nice. So now I'm in the West Wing of the White House, and I got to talk and take pictures with those guys.
You weren't the guy who left that bag in the...
I may or may not have been, you know what I mean? I don't know. But that was a crazy experience.
You weren't partying with Hunter, were you?
Like I said,
just
I
making
might have
sure,
been.
but
Yeah,
just
I
making sure.
The 5th, you know. No,
how was it? How was it? Did you end up talking in front of Congress, or did you just meet a bunch of people? You
no,
sat there?
I sat in multiple congressmen's office talking to them one-on-one. I sat and talked to them in a group. In the White House, we spoke in a group setting to like the I can't remember his title, the director of labor or whatever he is for the White House.
How did the White House look, dude?
Well,
Inside?
it was actually smaller than you would think.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be big, but it felt really
Everything
small.
looks bigger on camera, Holmes.
It felt small. It felt really small in there. They had a lot of security.
It's old in there too, right? Like how
really old.
The architecture in there.
Yeah, it is an old place. And then we went into the other area we went into. I actually got to go like in Obama's old office and stuff like that. Biden was there, and so where we were at, they're like, "Oh, the president might come down." And
He's probably asleep, fool.
yeah, I had no interest in seeing him. You know what I mean? I don't really follow politics, but I'm definitely not impressed by that guy as a man. So
I hear you, brother.
I didn't care about seeing him, except for the fact that it would be cool to be around either the president or the vice president.
No, absolutely.
But we didn't. But I did get to see their cars, their armored vehicles, and stuff like that. So it was a pretty cool experience.
It's a whole different world, right?
It is, yeah, it is.
Now, what are you trying to have Congress give you guys? Just more hourly pay, or what's the goal for that?
Yeah, hourly pay is the answer. There's a lot of problems in the fire agency, especially in the wildland, and the pay is the answer. All the other things, we're losing people left and right. We don't have the resources that we once had to be able to fight fire in a safe way like we normally would.
Right.
So all these things, it boils down to the pay. There's other things we're asking for, like medical stuff, people, you know, to be able to be offered to be covered after, like, say you get cancer from fighting fire.
Right.
You didn't used to be able to be covered. Now there's the thing that we won. So now if you come up with lung cancer and you've been a firefighter, now you might have some action to be actually covered.
Oh, so you weren't covered for that?
There's so many things.
Loopholes and stuff, right?
There's so many things where they would try not to help people out. You know,
You guys got a pension with that? With the one you work for, the federal one?
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
You got a good
we have
pension.
retirement. It's okay. Yeah, no, it's not good, but it's one.
It's all right.
It's one.
Okay.
Like I have no intention, and that's why I knew I needed to start other businesses, because once I retire from fire, I will just have to move on to the next career.
Right.
So that's why I built my career as a personal trainer. Follow through.
What's the entry pay right now for your type of line of work?
15.
That's it, huh?
It's a joke.
Wow, dude, I did not know that.
Yeah. So
That's
here because of locality pay. It's less in some places.
Dude,
Yeah.
I honestly thought easily they're walking in with at least $25 an hour. I mean, minimum. If you're giving the people at McDonald's $20 in California at home to make you a biscuit sandwich or whatever they're doing.
That's the argument, and that's what we tell them all the time. How are we going to get this kid to come work in our backseat as a firefighter when he can go to Subway and make $20 an hour?
It makes no sense, bro.
Stuffing meat and buns.
Well, that's the same problem we're having in construction right now. Nobody wants to come in as a laborer at $20 an hour.
Yeah, that too.
Because they're like, no, wait a minute, no, they're making $20 at McDonald's.
Yeah, I'll go dip fries.
I will go dip fries, dude. I never thought it was $15. That's
bad.
that's a shame,
It's bad.
bro.
And then and these kids, you could die easily, or you could be kicking back. But next thing you know, you could be in a situation where your life is truly threatened.
No, for sure.
And you got to think about it. Dude, you know how much these EMTs make in the back of that drive these ambulances around?
How much?
15.
Oh no, I know, bro. I know. I got a family member that does that. I think
Those people are saving lives every
they're
day.
paying like 17. Yeah, it's insane. I heard that. I was like, what?
Yeah, that to me is worse than mine.
Yeah, something like it's.
I mean, we go to car accidents, we help people. I'm not trying to, but those guys every day, call after call, are going to help people in the worst situations.
But why?
$15 an
Why
hour.
is that though? I mean, you guys are trying to fight in Congress. Why is their pay so low? It makes no sense.
It doesn't. There's no justification for it. There's no reason I could give you that would be like, oh, no. There is no reason. It's just their lack of making things right.
It's almost like they're using them because they're saying, okay, well, you need so much time to get under your belt to become something else, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they're using them and saying, you're going to come in here and work for $15 an hour. Those guys should be making $30 minimum, bro. Minimum, bro.
And you're not wrong. That is their justification. So you're right in saying that. Because they know that, like, say somebody's trying to get on a municipal engine and they need that time behind, on the ambulance, they're gonna have to do it to be able to get to that end state in their career, or even nurses, different jobs like that. You have to have certain time. So,
right,
like you said, they're taking advantage of them.
You're bringing me back down memory road, bro. I remember. Tell me if you. No, not even tell me. I know you felt this. You're working. You're cutting up a hill. The fire's on the other side of the hill. You finally get to the top of the hill, and then you see flames, like 30, 40-foot flames away, but you feel that heat. And the fire's way over there, but you can still feel the heat, like in the valley of the mountain. Have you felt that?
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that's an experience that a lot of people don't really get.
No,
and you're like, and you could see the news doesn't show you what you see, bro.
No video does anything any justice except for, like you said, the porn stars. But you know what I mean? No. Yeah, no picture or video though does anything justice. You know, when you're out there, like I never forget my first like night shift. I got to strip off a bunch of fire. It was amazing, but it looked like hell.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, bro.
Yes. Like if you were to imagine what hell would look like that was it.
You see these
just huge,
and then they come up 50 feet on some way out stuff.
Yeah,
dude.
and so that was a pretty cool experience. And yeah,
have you ever seen anybody get into a physical altercation up there in the fight, and while you're firefighting, like two guys getting into it or something?
I mean, nothing too major, just normal guy shit.
Just normal, fuck you, keep going. Then what's the difference between guys and girls? So a lot of times when you're at work, you could be with the guy, and like, you know what, fuck you, Sean, I'm out of here. And then like an hour later, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's going on? Like,
that's fucking squashing. Yeah,
that's what guys do, right?
Yeah, a lot of times, but yeah, you don't see it much in fire. I mean, a little bit, but there's so much of
brotherhood.
Yeah. That you don't see it that much. You get frustrated with people, especially being out there 2-3 weeks at a time.
Oh yeah,
people start getting annoying. But for the most part, I think the camaraderie that you create with this person on an everyday basis, training, I think it alleviates that problem from happening where you're actually going to put hands on them. You know?
Yeah. You ever go in there? I remember one time we went in there. We got choppered in. We walked for like, I don't know, I want to say 5-10 miles, bro. And as soon as we're in there, hey guys, the fire turned. You guys got to turn around. Like, dude, we came in here for nothing. So it's
fuck, that happens all the time. It's Mother Nature, though, that you're fighting against. I mean, been involved in cutting miles of line, putting in miles of hose lay. The fire jumped the line. All that's a wash. Go back, find another anchor point, start over.
There were some guys that when we were fighting fires, they would say that, man, they're letting the fires just burn. Do you think they let the fires burn, man? That's the answer I needed right there.
Well, no, it's kind of hard because, I mean, that depends on where it's at.
Right.
Like if it's let's say it's in a rural area in Northern California where it would be healthy for the forest to have fire run through it.
Okay.
And depending on the time of year, maybe we're going to let it burn, monitor it, and when the snow starts, that's what'll put it out. So there could be an advantageous time to let it burn. Here in Southern California, the answer is a hard no.
Okay.
And that's because of all the homes that we have put everywhere through the mountains.
Well, one thing I see, like if we have a fire up, I don't know, like Tahunga, where there's not that many homes, those things burn much. It seems like they let them burn a little more. When you get a small little fire in Beverly Hills, it's like they bring the whole army out there and turn it off. You gotta protect Beverly Hills at all costs.
All costs, fuck. You know what I mean? That's where.
Now, when you were saying that it's healthy for the forest to burn, why is it?
Well, just like the Indians used to use, or Mother Nature, is when the lightning strikes, like it's good. It actually is good for the land. Like certain things only grow after fire has gone through. And then you get all this. You remember when Trump was talking about, or somebody was talking about raking the forest?
Yes.
Well, that's basically what the fire's doing. You know what I mean? If we can let it burn through, it's going to clean that shit out so you don't get all this accumulation of down dead shit that's going to make it more dangerous if a wildfire does hit right there or something. So
now, would you recommend somebody doing the work you're doing? Are you an advocate telling guys, hey, you guys should come and work for us?
Yeah, so that's the thing.
I see you're on the fence on that because of how it is now with the pay.
So yeah, I'm a big advocate for it on one hand, and I've been pushing hard to get these young kids in fire, like on my, just through my Instagram alone.
Right.
I've probably gotten 20,
Put the
30,
Bluetooth on, Chris.
20, 30, 40 kids on crews, on engines.
Oh, so you have?
Yeah, I do push it, but because it changes your life.
My God, yes, brother.
It gives you something to be a part of.
Absolutely.
It's a career. So yes, I do push it. Now, as far as the agency I work for, that's a hard sell because they don't make anything better. But like CAL FIRE, for example, they have good contracts. They take care of their people. So nowadays, I'll normally push a kid, why don't you go try to get on CAL FIRE because you have a better opportunity at a better life.
And CAL FIRE is what? The California Firefighter? Or
They're
what?
a state agency, so we're federal.
Okay.
So we're federally funded. Now, if you start getting into CAL FIRE, they're state funded, right? So they take care of their people better. They have better contracts. They sleep in hotels. They got shit dialed,
They sleep in hotels?
Yeah, so that's a...
Where do you guys sleep when you're out there?
On the dirt.
Right? Oh, you were like us, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, at least you got tents. We were like the...
Yeah, well, and the inmate crews work for CAL FIRE, but they function like we do.
Yeah, we got that's why I asked you about the 24-hour pay. We got paid 24 hours, but it was only...
CAL FIRE.
Yeah, but it's only $1, homeboy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Get on a saw, get $2.
No, I think I was getting up at $1.50, $1.75.
Yeah.
But to me, I saw it as, and I think they still haven't really raised the price of what those guys are.
Inmates.
Yeah, but to me, even the inmates, come on, give them like $3-4, bro. Give them some raise.
That's trash too. Yeah, the way they treat them. You know what I mean? But
because you're risking your life out there.
Same. Yeah, they're 100%. Normally, to be 100% honest with you, they'll probably put them in worse situations.
You can put the number up there, Chris, in case somebody wants to call.
They'll probably be in worse situations than regular crews just because they're out there all the time. You know.
Oh yeah, we were out there one time and it's the middle of the night. You hear a tree like. This fucking captain pushed like 2 or 3 guys out the way.
Yeah, get out of there. Yeah, once the trees start coming down, that's the biggest threat to us out there, especially at night.
Especially at night. Now, tree fell, nobody got hurt. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody got hurt and you guys had to try to like pretty much carry him out?
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, well, we have ways of doing it. You know, we had one guy where we kind of made a backboard from where we're at, carried him out to where we needed to, called the helicopter.
How do you get hurt?
I've been in different situations. This specific one was more like an internal thing. I think he was having something going on. He went down.
Ouch.
So it wasn't like a physical injury. I think he was having like a mini stroke or something, you know.
Hotline. What's going on, caller?
Hey, what's up? This is Daniel from Santa Maria.
Mr. Daniel from Santa Maria. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah. Hey, so I had the new guy on here. He was talking about burpees and stuff. So I've been having a little bit of like back pain because I started working out since last October. And what do you I'm asking the host or the guest on the show.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What do you like? Do you think? What do you think about deadlifts and squats?
Well, I love deadlifts and squats, but I have a client that has something going on in his back, for example, where I can't have him do deadlifts because it throws his back out each time. So you have to.
Oh shit.
So you know, if that's something that's uncomfortable for you or hurting, but you still want to attack the same muscle groups, we just find you a different movement that targets the same muscle that doesn't compromise the injury that you have. So you got to figure out what do you have going on, and then if that movement hurts, make adjustments, do some stretching, stuff like that. Go lighter weight. Don't think you got to do big weight.
I think stretching is key. Let me ask you, Carl, do you stretch like real good before you work out?
Since probably the last 3 weeks, I started at least stretching for at least 20 minutes after. But I stretch within the time as well. But then after, I spend just a whole 20 minutes just
But do you stretch before?
Yeah, somewhat.
It doesn't sound like when I hear that, because that was my problem.
Yeah,
I wouldn't stretch, and then I go in there, and then you start hurting yourself.
Yeah, you got to warm up.
Especially as you get older.
Got to do some stretching, and then...
Shit, I got to stretch to get out of bed now.
Especially as we're getting older, you know what I mean? It's important. It's more important than you think.
For sure.
Because things start tightening up, and they stay tight.
For sure.
Yeah. What do you think about face pulls? Because I think I might have. That's really where I think I might have messed something up. Maybe nothing bad, but you just feel a little bit of soreness and stuff.
So in your upper back, huh?
It's like towards the middle.
Oof. Yeah. I personally love face pulls. You can use different. I'm not going to demonstrate them because that might look weird. But
yeah.
What's a face pull?
Yeah, just over here air dicking. You know.
You're gonna do the Trump dance right now, bro. You're gonna do the.
But you can put your hand in different ways, like this.
Yeah.
Professionals only, Holmes.
Yeah, but so I mean, I like them, but
So
same thing. If something's hurting you, target the same muscle group, but find a different movement. That's what I do. Like I have a movement specialist on my team, one of my coaches. So when people have problems, we make adjustments.
Well, maybe I don't know if you have Instagram. You can follow him on Instagram and send him some messages, and I'm sure his robot will respond.
Really.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate the comment, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that need advice and need to know, but I think stretching is for sure one of the.
It's the most neglected.
Yeah,
thing.
for sure. Aside from the legs.
Yeah, people do neglect the legs too. That's funny because everybody wants to do the stuff that pops out.
Wants to look, homeboy, but they don't want to work on the legs.
And it's crazy because by actually working out your legs, you're gonna get stronger and bigger up top. The release of testosterone, all the different type of stuff that goes along with it.
For sure. What's did you neglect your legs or no? You still get it. No. What do you do for the legs? What's your your routine?
I target each muscle group multiple times a week.
Okay.
But I also every week keep body weight a part of my routine. So I'll do, let's say on Tuesday night, I'll do a bunch of burpees with 200 or 300 air squats. And then when I'm doing my other workout, like chest day, I'll do 300 push-ups. So I'm doing things to keep my body strong. Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
So I love air squats. You can do them anywhere. Throw on a weight vest. They're good. Always engage your calves. Match each rep with the calf raise. And then I'll do the weights.
So you do the free weights. So it's just regular. I can't do so much free weights anymore. My elbows start hurting. It's just, you get 49, homeboy.
How does it look again when you do double?
Huh? 49, baby. Happy birthday, Gil. Let's see if we got any comments up there real quick. Yeah, dude. As you get older, the body just starts hurting more and more, brother.
That's true.
So, you're a real busy guy, but where can people, find you if they want to connect with you? They want to buy the coffee and the merch. You got merch too going on as far as clothing?
So I got apparel. A lot of the stuff I make is just like simple phrases like this one. This shirt says ruthless in the back. I have relentless, savagery, stuff like that. Simple apparel, jackets, some cool stuff like that. The Wild Fit Life stuff. My wife will make custom stuff for people. And then we have the coffee and the supplements.
So what's your wife's position in this journey here? Is she the manager as well, or?
She's gonna go ahead and be the co-CEO.
She's gonna be the co-CEO. That's the manager over there.
Yeah, that's the event manager over there.
The locksmith.
Yeah, the locksmith himself. You know what I mean?
So what are you guys doing after this?
I'm gonna go grab some food, try to find something good, and then just head back home.
Okay, brother. Well, I just want to tell you, I want to appreciate you coming on, brother. This was a great conversation. This was cool. About. But again, let them know where your IG is, where they can find you, where they can send all the hate mail, homie, and give your shout outs over there as well.
Yeah. So check us out. Wild Fit Life 805. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. It's all the same name. Website's the same. Wild Fit Life 805. Apply for my program. I got a bunch of good different packages. One of the packages includes your protein, coffee, and multivitamins each month. Other than that, happy birthday, man.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Thank you for having me on. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, no, I appreciate you, man. Nothing but great vibe over here. So thank you for coming
Yeah,
out, brother.
thank you.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys tapping in. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And other than that, let's stay healthy, homie. We out. Fade to black.